I seem to be getting black a lot in a row. Maybe the Pikimon will play a move. I hope so. I like playing against the guys who are 2200. They play at a level which makes the games instructive. And I occasionally lose. We're going back to this solid Queen's Gambit that we've done before, and we're getting the full colors reversed experience now. And I'll go with the move order that I mentioned before that I like. And I'll show you the plan that I like to play against the Carlsbad. And he went for it. So now a lot of people just like to castle or play h6. I like this knight h5 move. And it gets interesting play. You don't normally want to trade off the good b, but the idea is more about the bad b. So I am first going to go... Should I go knight b6 first, or is it g6 first? I'm going to go g6 first, just to keep an eye on my knight. And if white gives you a forever, you go knight g7, get the knight out of the way, and play bishop f5. But clearly my opponent knows what's up, and he doesn't want to give me forever. So he's doing that immediately. I don't blame you. And now you have forced me to just get to a reasonable position, and we're going to do that. All right. Any knight discovery really hurt me. Knight g3. I don't like. So I am going to go queen b4. Because other alternatives are less active and ambitious. So that's why I'm going with this move. Keeping an eye on key squares. All right. Now I'm going to go knight d to f6 to try to get this bishop out as fast as possible. That alleviates some pressure. Now the queen has a great square in d6, and I'm not concerned about my position. I feel like I should be fine here. Queen h6 is not a problem. The knight holds the h7 square. So bishop e6. Looks okay. I want to keep the rook from getting there. I didn't want my queen to get dislodged. And then I've got a lot of ideas that I don't have a lot of time to articulate that I will in the post-mortem. If knight g5, bishop d5. He's probably going to start worrying about his pawns and do something passive. Okay. And this is clearance, so if my queen needs to drop back to f8 to get his queen out of there, it can. Again, if knight g5, bishop d5. And now the bishop's centralized, and all the black's pieces are in the good. Rook e3, rook f3 to sack to try to get mate isn't there because of the bishop. The d pawn and the b pawn are hit, and if black's not better, I'm not sure of my evaluation skills. Solid Queen's Gambit against the Pikimon. I like his name. It's not often I'll say my opponent's names, so it's got to be a good one. Oh, is there some sort of sacrifice that he's looking at. Like, takes on f7 doesn't work, but takes on h7. Takes on h7, knight takes, bishop takes g6, f takes g6, queen takes g6, king h8. And all the checks are covered. Okay. If I allow him to double and he gets a rook there, that could be problematic. I don't like being attacked. I'm gonna do it. It's against my better judgment, but I'm gonna do it. And the main idea was that his queen can't come back. If he goes rook e8, I have rook d7 to keep his rook from getting to key square, and h6 is going to force him back, and all is good and just in our world. I don't know what that one does, so we won't do it anyway. Applying pressure. A move is better than no move, sir. I agree. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Got the gun going. All right, so another very, very solid game with the solid Queen's Gambit. Unlike my course on Chessable, the aggressive Queen's Gambit decline, I've just been in the mood to play some solid chess today, so that's what we're going to do. And like I've said before in a previous video, I really like this move to start off this move order because it sets the sly trap of, oh, don't take my queen, because, yeah, I got you with the sauce. There we go. 3 pieces against 2. And that's an easy one for you. All right. And it's funny because I've got the game on YouTube where I played against Grandmaster So, and I went with the solid Queen's Gambit. And he actually went with h3, and it stops my idea of knight h5 because the queen still controls this square. And that's what So played against me, and you can take a look at that game. It's quite interesting, where I played the best of my ability, and So played the way he normally does. Essentially perfect chess, and I lost, but it is instructive, and you should definitely take a look at it. And it's a fun video. I did it live with some of my favorite students. Knight f3, knight h5, clip, clip. And one of the ideas is if they go queen c2, you have knight f4. And that can be kind of annoying because they have to go bishop f1. And then, you know, it doesn't feel good to do that. So castles is fine. And e4 is a good move. He definitely found the right opportunity, but bishop takes e4 seems to be more accurate according to the engine. Knight df6, rook e1, and then bishop e6. And it's important to block that I so you can get out of trouble. So as soon as he played e4, that's why I am castling immediately. And on rook e1, I thought a little bit to see what the best way to go. And, you know, gotta say my opponent is engine choice, engine choice. So he's playing some accurate chess. Knight d to f6, best move, but then that's when his advantage fell. I felt completely comfortable, and notice this bad knight on the edge of the board. He helps me by trading. Knight c5 keeps tension in a wonderful way, and after bishop g4, we have this a3, and my queen is quickly running on fumes as the white knights come into the position, and my pieces are a bit awkward. So even though the position is not just overbearing for white, this keeps the edge, and that's what white should have done. But after takes, black should already be in the driver's seat. Bishop e6 was a good move. And I knew there was some sort of sack here, but wow, it's already here. Bishop takes g6. Because if aha! You got to watch out for these things, because this is busted. So it was not as solid as I thought it was. So it recommended, that's why it wanted bishop d5 immediately. So missed that opportunity. My opponent, huge opportunity missed, and I was completely oblivious to the undermining sacrifice there. The double sack, in fact. But it's one of those that if you get it in a tactics problem, you'll see it immediately. But here, not so much. And I was thinking about taking the d-pawn, but I was concerned after rook a e1. But the engine being the engines, like, you have absolutely nothing to be concerned about from this position, because you can go rook e8. And you don't have to worry about him taking here because he runs out of checks. And I couldn't see that deeply, especially with these types of time controls. If you gave me 10 minutes, yeah, 10-minute game, I can see it, but I'm not going to go the risky approach unless I'm 100% sure, and that's why I went queen f8. And notice the eval doesn't drop dramatically after queen h4, king g7, and I'm handling the problems around my king. Rook d7, keeping the rook from getting to e7. And that just ruins the pawn structure, allowing me to fully coordinate. And here's when my opponent was getting in mass time trouble. And this was, he didn't have enough time to think in an already difficult position. And this is where it simply falls apart. So my opponent did miss a big shot in bishop takes g6. I was completely oblivious to it as well. I was only looking at it later after the bishop went to d5, any potential sacrifices. It wasn't even on my radar. I just thought that the position was completely solid. But I think it's another interesting, solid game, as I'm just in the mood today, after the fresh cut, to play some solid chess.